I'm not saying something he's not. I'm just digging deep. I'm searching. I'm trying to find. I'm trying to give his music the proper respect. He takes time writing this stuff. He takes time reading and learning and all the things he's researching while he's laying on the bed when he can't move, right? So I'm going to take time and respond to what he's creating, his art, the craft, and try to analyze it in a way that I would feel is most respectable. Welcome back to another episode of Goat-Worthy Reactions, where we mainly like to focus on the goats on this channel. And today we're going to be focusing on the unicorn, who is Ren, of course. And today we're going to be reacting to Ren. There's an official video, so that's dope. If this is your first time watching a Ren reaction of mine, just go into the description box below, and you will find every episode of Making-A-RENegade Season 1 and Season 2. So sign up today, man, because you're going to get a month free. Hit me up on Instagram, goatworthy_, DM me the promo code GOATLEVEL3, and you will get a month free. Hit me up. But anyways, let's get right into it.
Falling through the cracks of the night sky. A light goes out on the other side. Suicide, suicide, suicide. Oh, treading on the tracks in the night time. It never really felt like the right time. Suicide, suicide, suicide. I'm so fucking lonely beneath this. Narcissistic, can't keep a secret. Miscount sheep, I can't sleep, a misfit. Some say trouble, but some say sadistic. Bruises my brother, one time or the other. My skin felt counterfeit, silicone rubber. Bruises my sister, skin pop the blister. Dig deep, resist the feeling when it hits you. Falling through the cracks of the night sky. A light goes out on the other side. Suicide, suicide, suicide. Treading on the tracks in the night time. It never really felt like the right time. Suicide, suicide, suicide.
Sick boy, bitten by a tech boy. I feel like it's not me, it's the world that's sick.
I'm so fucking washed up and seasick. Masochistic kid with a split lip. 6 feet deep, I can't eat, I'm nervous.
My leg is shaking right now. Okay. As I go through this journey that I'm on, certain things just hit different. Like, this would have not hit me so much a year ago. But ever since I've got on my path, yo, certain things just hit different now. They do. They just touch the soul in ways that it never. Now, like when it would touch the soul, now it like massages the soul. Like now it's like, I'm sorry to like touch myself. That looks weird, but like that's what the music's doing to me. It's like rubbing me all over, and it's like I'm doing this, and the music's just grabbing me, like massaging me almost, right? And I don't know what that means. I'm just telling you that's how I see it. Like that's how I feel the music now. He said, I'm so effing lonely beneath this. Narcissistic, can't keep a secret. Miscount sheep, I can't sleep, a misfit. Some say troubled and some say sadistic. Like, who's ever been in that situation where people just got you effed up? And really, you're just struggling. So when you're struggling, you don't know how to control what the outpours and what lands on people and who gets the bad end of the stick. You don't know how to control any of that because you're no longer in control. You're troubled. You're troubled at the moment. And nobody, when you're troubled, nobody wants to give you the benefit of the doubt. And that stuff hurts people, man. It hurts when you're trying to do good and you're trying to be right. You're trying to live healthy. You're trying to do what you can, but you're throwing out these mixed signals. It's you're doing it, right? But it's not your fault at the same time, right? I'm so effing lonely beneath this. Narcissistic, can't keep a secret. Miscount sheep, I can't sleep, a misfit. Look at everything he's talking about. Some say troubled and some say sadistic. Bruises, my brother, one time or another. A skin fell, counterfeit, silicone rubber. Bruises, my sister, skin pop the blister. Dig deep, resist the feeling when it hits you. I don't even know why that's hitting me so hard right now, dog. I'm just like, let's just keep it going. My bad, y'all. That's just where the music's taking me right now. I don't know. It's just like, it's massaging my soul right now. You know, he has me at a point where I feel like I'm literally living vicariously through him and experiencing his pain. I know I'm not experiencing the way he's experiencing it, but I'm feeling it enough to feel terrible about my own situation to understand that, hey, I ain't got it that bad. You know what I'm saying? I ain't living that bad. I'm pretty well off. Because look at this guy. Yeah, he's got money. Yeah, he's famous, but he's in pain. So it's hard for him. When is he going to have a moment to enjoy the money, enjoy the fame? He can't get on stage because it kills him, right? Because they will probably kill him. It would probably kill him if he got on stage and performed for y'all. So when people are in the chat like, yo, when are you going to perform? I was watching that video he did. That's like 2 hours and 40 minutes long. Shout out to Kimberly Adams. She sent me the link, put me on game. I watched like an hour and 50 of it. But he was somebody asked him about performing, and I'm just like, yo, if he's not performing right now, it's because he can't perform. Like, why y'all asking him about that? Like, I got offended for him because it was like, why y'all asking him? I get it. Y'all fans. Y'all love it. You just want to see him perform. I get it. I don't even think of stuff like that. If he's not doing it, he gives me the type of impression he's the type of person that's he's already doing everything he can. He's already doing everything he can. He's not holding back. Don't ask him why he's not performing. You know his health issues. You know he's on the bed right now. You know he's up right now. He's on Instagram. He's showing you that he's up, but he ain't going anywhere, right? He's on the elevator. He's like, I'm about to go downstairs, guys, and walk back and forth, stroll around, because that's all he can do. That's the space he's in. He's confined at the moment right now. So if you love him, you care about him, like, be considerate. Think of these things, man. And then it broke him down. Then he started crying about it. And I'm just like, yo, why are you asking that for? Like, some people just can't help. People just let their selfishness take over, and they just splat things out. Like, I get it. That person meant no harm by what they were saying. They just really want to see Ren on stage. I get it. But I'm telling y'all right now, if I know anything about this dude, bro, at this point, if he could be on stage, he would be on stage. All right? So, like, don't trigger people, man. And he's a person of triggering, right? He's a person that feels triggered by certain things. We already know that. If you love him as much as you say you do, then you know this, right? You know what triggers him. Like, you should know not to ask him no shit like that. Like, excuse my language. Excuse my language. I'm not supposed to be cursing no more. I'm going to get through this song real quick, but I don't know. Stuff like that just bothers me, man. It's selfish, you know what I'm saying? And it's not her fault either. She didn't mean to ask that, you know what I'm saying? She didn't mean to ask that. She didn't mean to cause that type of reaction from him. People, man, we just want. And it's like, do you even listen to the message that Ren pours out? This is what he talks about. He talks against that. He talks about how you stop being needy, stop being greedy. That's what he's talking about. And you're actually perpetuating the actions that he speaks against. Like, I'm pretty sure. I'm done. I'm ranting right now. My bad, y'all. We're gonna have to run the whole thing back. I'm sorry, chat. I gotta focus.
Falling through the cracks of the night sky. A light goes out on the other side. Suicide, suicide, suicide. Treading on the tracks in the night time. It never really felt like the right time. Suicide, suicide, suicide. I'm so fucking lonely beneath this. Narcissistic, can't keep a secret. Miscount sheep, I can't sleep, a misfit. Some say trouble, but some say sadistic. Bruise is my brother, one time or the other. My skin felt counterfeit, silicone rubber. Bruise is my sister, skin pop the blister. Dig deep, resist the feeling when it hits you. Falling through the cracks of the night sky. A light goes out on the other side. Suicide, suicide, suicide. Treading on the tracks in the night time. It never really felt like the right time. Suicide, suicide, suicide.
SICKBOI, bitten by a tech boy. I feel like it's not me, it's the world that's sick.
I'm so fucking washed up and seasick. Masochistic kid with a split lip. 6 feet deep, I can't eat, I'm nervous. Won't stay down cause my body purges. Useless my mother, can't keep in my supper. Skin so pale cause my cheeks leak colour. Truth is my father, you choose your karma. Draw for the sword, then drive through the armour. Falling through the cracks of the night sky. A light goes out on the other side. Suicide, suicide, suicide. treading on the tracks in the night time. It never really felt like the right time. Suicide, suicide, suicide.
Oh, y'all know. Y'all know what's going on here. He said, I'm so effing washed up and seasick. Masochistic kid with a split lip. 6 feet deep. I can't eat. I'm nervous. Won't stay down because my body purges. Useless, my mother. Can't keep my supper. Skin so pale because my cheeks keep leak color. Truth is my father. You chose your karma. Draw the sword, then drive through the armor. Oh, been falling through the cracks of the night sky. A light goes out on the other side. That's deep, man. So I'm so effing washed up and seasick. Masochistic kid with a split lip. So already he's this is how people like this get shunned, right? Visuals. All of a sudden, you this is when people start judging people, right? So people start judging people because how you look, whatever you walking. Let's look at the visuals. Somebody just kind of just walking around, right? Walking through the nice guy, right? Walking through the street, and he looks how he looks, right? But even though he's going through something internally, what you go through internally is gonna express outwardly, right? It's gonna be shown. That's why when people say there's emotions written all over your face, that's a fact. And this is what Ren is going through right now. This is what he's expressing. So masochistic kid with a split lip, 6 feet deep. I can't eat. I'm nervous. So I can't eat because I can't keep it down because my body purges. So he just like what he said on that Twitch stream. He was mad excited about eating rice, right? He was mad excited about eating rice, and he was like, when you're somebody like me whose diet has been meats and vegetables, right? And then you introduce rice to your life, right? And he's been eating this his whole life pretty much, right? He said like 12 years, something like that, right? So he's been eating this way for a long time, and all of a sudden you bring rice into the mix, something that's as basic, something that we just take for granted, right? It's like, I don't feel like eating rice today, or rice or potatoes, like what are we gonna eat? Like, 'cause he can't really eat carbs because carbs like make him feel destroyed is what he said. So he can't keep that kind of stuff down. And now he gets to eat rice. And like you see the excitement about him wanting to eat rice. And like some people were in the chat like, why rice? And I'm just like, why are you in, like, I don't want to say why you're in this chat, but I just want to say like, why don't people get it? You know what I'm saying? Like, why don't people get it? Like, everybody's not like you. Like, all of a sudden, because somebody is saying something that you can't specifically relate to, all of a sudden it's weird. Can't sleep, I'm nervous. So he can't keep these certain foods down. So he's excited about the rice. Like, people should be in the comment section like, that's awesome, dude. Like, that's amazing. So happy for you. Like, that should be the response. But people say other things like, I just don't get it. I really don't understand. He said, unless my mother can't keep my supper. He said, oh, it's useless. My mother can't keep my supper. Scale so pin because my cheeks leak color. Truth is my father. You choose your karma. Draw the sword. Drive through the armor. He's telling you about his family struggle as well. And like, the crazy thing is, he's in a state. This is why the song's called, because he's in a state of blame. He's in a state of fault. When you feel like you're at fault for most of what's happening around you, but you're not actually, you are the blame, right? But you're not actually, it's not intentional though. So is it your fault? It's not your fault, but it's your fault. To them, it's your fault. To you, you can't control it. You can't control. You were born this way, or you would misdiagnose you. The medical system failed you and put you in this position where you're struggling. He could have been struggling just for a little bit of time, and he'd be good right now, and he would be performing. But instead, he got misdiagnosed, got his brain all mixed up. So now he's mentally struggling, and he's physically struggling. Even worse, he's physically struggling on a 1 out of 10 scale, on a 10 level, to the point when you can't move. When you can't move, I would say that's a 10. You can't move. Now you're done, right? So the listeners take his music and think it's just art. Like, somebody was telling me, bro, you're thinking too deep. He's like, I was talking about all this like spiritual stuff. You're thinking too deep, man. He's acting this. He's a what's it called again? Agnostic. He's agnostic. You're thinking too deep, man. It's not that deep. Like, are you insane, bro? You are doing his music a disservice just to say something like that. I can be thinking deep and can be wrong. I'm open to that, right? Because all this is perception, and music in its own is open to perception. That's the point of art. It's for everyone to take something out of it and relate to it, and hopefully that can help you and get you through the next day. That's the point of it. And if it's somebody like Ren, that's definitely his motive, I would say. And look, I could be wrong again when I say that, but don't try and tell me that I'm thinking too deep into it. I'm not even as deep. I'm not thinking deep enough. I'm not digging deep enough because I'm nowhere near as deep as his mind can be. It's just that his music is so thought-provoking that's where it takes me. And if that's where it takes me, then let me be there. Like, so what? If I'm Christian, this is what I believe, and this is what I think he's struggling with. If it helps me, then that helps me. I'm not putting anything on him at the end of the day, right? I'm not saying something he's not. I'm just digging deep. I'm searching. I'm trying to find. I'm trying to give his music the proper respect. He takes time writing this stuff. He takes time reading and learning and all the things he's researching while he's laying on the bed when he can't move, right? So I'm going to take time and respond to what he's creating, his art, the craft, and try to analyze it in a way that I would feel is most respectable, right? That's how I approach it. If that's not what you're into, this is just not the reaction channel for you. We analyze, we dig deep, we peel the layers back. We want to know what the artist is going through. I ask questions like, what time was this when he was writing this? What was he going through? Do y'all know? I want to know that kind of stuff so they could all make sense to me. That's the whole point. There's another verse. Okay, my bad, y'all. I just went on over rant. My whole point was that when you're in this state of suicide, you're in a state of blame and fault because your struggles, your own personal struggles that you are not in control of, are holding other people back or making other people feel like they can't live the life they live. So mother, father, sister, brother, all that. You're affecting everybody. Right? And it's not your fault. All right, I'm gonna keep going. My bad. I didn't know there was a whole nother verse. I really thought the song was over. Oh, Vicky in the chat. What up, Vicky? You were awesome. Thank you. You were awesome. Thank you, Vicky. I didn't even know you was in the chat. My bad, y'all. Y'all know how I get. And I'm going to run that verse back.
I'm so fucking washed up and seasick. Masochistic kid with a split lip. 6 feet deep, I can't eat, I'm nervous. Won't stay down cause my body purges. Useless my mother, can't keep in my supper. Skin so pale cause my cheeks leak colour. Truth is my father, you choose your karma. Draw for the sword and drive through the armor. Falling through the cracks of the night sky. A light goes out on the other side. Suicide, suicide, suicide. Treading on the tracks in the night time. It never really felt like the right time. Suicide, suicide, suicide. Suicide, suicide, suicide. Suicide, suicide, suicide. Suicide, suicide, suicide. Suicide, suicide, suicide.
It's hard to take off from the ground when your wings are cut. Your stomach burns when you're drinking from an empty cup. You know the entire ocean came from my tear ducts. I see the world through Fibonacci sequences and double Dutch. I guess there's some that's born lucky, there's some that's not. I tried to cut away my bitterness, hatchet job. I locked my youth inside a trunk, inside a pickup truck, then dumped the whole thing over that same bridge the night you jumped. I think about that sometimes, vividly. What it felt like to look down and see tranquility. One sudden movement in a world of possibility. Only one movement to expose our fragility. I fucking miss you, and I miss myself. I miss thinking we were indestructible as well. I miss chilling by the pier cave and kicking back with Callum, Hugo, Sager, Justin, Stevie and the fucking lads. I miss missing that. I numb myself to close the gap. I never even call them up. The distance is my plastic ass. The truth is to the day you jumped, my childhood jumped too. But I still can't find that anger. All I find is missing you, man, I miss you. With all my rhymes, I picture running 5 minutes quicker, I'm right on time. I picture pulling you back over the edge and then we're crying and holding you, my brother, and telling you that it's fine. Not the way that it worked, cause I was late like a jerk. There's not a day where I could find a way to break from the hurt. Your body missing, so we never got to wave to the hearse. I hope you're listening, I love you, man, I miss you absurd. Fuck.
said, "Cause I was late like a jerk." This is what I was just saying. What was I just saying about blame? What was I just saying about blame? Like he blames himself, right?
It's hard to take off from the ground when your wings are cut. Your stomach burns when you're drinking from an empty cup. You know the entire ocean came from my tear ducts. I see the world through Fibonacci sequences and double Dutch. I guess there's some that's born lucky, there's some that's not. I tried to cut away my bitterness, hatchet job. I locked my youth inside a trunk, inside a pickup truck, then dumped the whole thing over that same bridge the night you jumped. I think about that sometimes, vividly. What it felt like to look down and see tranquility. One sudden movement in a world of possibility. Only one movement to expose our fragility. I fucking miss you, and I miss myself. I miss thinking we were indestructible as well. I miss chilling by the pier cave and kicking back with Callum, Hugo, Sega, Justin, Stevie and the fucking lads. I miss missing that. I numb myself to close the gap. I never even call them up. The distance is my plastic cast. The truth is that the day you jumped, my childhood jumped too. But I still can't find the anger. All I find is missing you, man. I miss you. With all my rhymes, I picture running 5 minutes quicker, I'm right on time. I picture pulling you back over the edge and then we're crying and holding you, my brother, and telling you that it's fine. Not the way that it worked, cause I was late like a jerk. There's not a day where I could find a way to break from the hurt. Your body missing, so we never got to wave to the hearse. I hope you're listening, I love you, man, I miss you absurd. Fuck.
Ooh. Man. Oh man. Yeah, I'm gonna have to edit the hell out of this one. It's hard to take off from the ground when your wings are cut. Your stomach burns when you're drinking from an empty cup. You know, the entire ocean came from my tear ducts. Here, when Ren describes the impossibility of hope, when one feels broken, the empty cup symbolizes giving from a place of depletion. And the ocean from my tear ducts is a devastating image of just prolonged grief. These two lines resonate deeply with anyone who's been emptied by pain, yet forced to keep going. This is his life every day. How do you not dig deep? I see the world through Fibonacci sequences of double Dutch. I guess there's some that's born lucky and there's some that's not. I tried to cut away my bitterness, hatchet job. I locked my youth inside a trunk, inside a pickup truck. So he's referencing the Fibonacci sequences, right? That reflects on his desires to find patterns or meaning in chaos is what he's trying to describe. While the double Dutch hints at his, I guess, erratic jumping thoughts, and which ties into his friend jumping. So the imagery of locking away his youth conveys to the trauma that forced him to abandon his innocence, while the hatchet job, he says, that just reveals how poorly he's been able to heal from the bitterness. You know, they dumped the whole thing over that same bridge the night you jumped. So he put it in the pickup truck and then he dumped. Okay, so then dumped the whole thing over the bridge the night you jumped. I think about that sometimes vividly, what it felt like to look down and see tranquility. One sudden movement in the world of possibility. Oh, man, bro. This is an emotional climax at the point of the song, right? Because now Ren recounts the loss of his friend, juxtaposing their tranquility with pain it left behind. The act itself, the one sudden movement, that line just emphasizes how fragile life is, right? How a single choice can shatter endless possibilities of what could have been. And that's what he stuck with. He stuck with the what could have been if I did this. What could have been if I was there 5 minutes early. You can't you can't put yourself in that situation, but this is where he's at. I effing miss you. And I miss myself. I miss thinking that we were indestructible as well. I miss chilling by the pier cave and kicking back with Colin, Hugo, Cigar, Justin, Stevie, and all the effing lads. So now he's grieving, right, for the past. You know, both the person he lost and the version of himself that felt invincible, right? When he's with his lads, when he's with his boy, man. He mentions a specific friends, right? He's naming these people because he's making these memories feel intimate, grounding his pain in real relationships and experiences. You know, he said, I miss missing that. I numb myself to close the gap. I never even call him up. This distance is a plastic cap. Oh my gosh. Wow. He can't even, just the mere thought of them tears him apart. The truth is, the day you jump, my childhood jumped too, but I still can't find the anger. All I find is missing you. Wow. I guess this is perhaps the most devastating part of the song, I feel like, right? Because now Ren admits that he's distanced himself from his loved ones as a coping mechanism now. He's creating self-imposed isolation, which is not helping, but the metaphor of his childhood and jumping to just really reveals the profound, irreversible impact of his loss. You know, man, I miss you. With all my rhymes, I picture running 5 minutes quicker. I'm right on time. I picture pulling you back over the edge. Then we're crying and holding you, my brother, and telling you that it's fine. Ren just he's really imagining, he imagines a painful what if scenario, wishing he could have saved his friend. These lines are raw, but they carry guilt, regret, longing. He desires to tell him, yo, it's okay. Like, I saved you, bro. You don't gotta jump. Now let me tell you all the reasons why you need to be here, and let me tell you why I love you. Maybe he hasn't told him that enough, because you know when you're with your bros, you don't really express that too much. So he reflects he reflects his yearning to provide the comfort he couldn't offer in time. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I would have got there just 5 minutes sooner, you know, your body missing, so we never got to wave the hurt. Ah, wow. Yeah. That's different. That's different. That's different. Your body missing, so we never get to wave the hearse. I hope you're listening. I love you, man. I miss you. Absurd. You know, this, you know, this stuff just, obviously you gotta peel, you gotta, if it's gonna resonate, it's gonna resonate. There's nothing you could do about it, right? Because music is irrefutable. Music is something that you are not in control of. If you're gonna listen to it, you're gonna listen to it, and if it applies, it will apply, and there's nothing you can do about it, right? When your heart listens, your heart listens. When your heart reacts, your heart reacts. This brings you back to a friend of mine who committed, and it was like, dude, we were just talking to him the night before. Like, bro, we weren't talking about that. We were just talking about what we were going to do on the weekend coming up. We were like, yo, we never been camping before. Let's go camping. We were talking about doing things we've never done before. And the crazy thing is, he brought up that conversation. He's the one that said, yo, let's go camping because none of us been camping before. We was like, oh, people don't go camping. People up north do that. You know, that's something white people do. You know, we was being arrogant. We were like, oh, black people don't go camping. We don't mess with the bears. And he was just like, yo, we should go. We should go. And we was like, let's do it. We all agreed that we were going to do it. And then the next day, stuff. So it's just like, what do you do? I feel like we took him serious enough to where he felt like we were gonna do it. We were gonna support him. We were gonna do this with you, brother. We were gonna do it. Your body's missing, so we never get to wave the hearse. And that's like, because when he did do it, anyways, your body's missing, so we never get to wave the hearse. I hope you're listening. I love you, man. I miss you. Absurd. So the final blow, Ren just really, he got closure as the body was never recovered. My bad, y'all. My bad, y'all. I'm sorry, y'all. So, this is ridiculous. So, so Rain never got closure, right? So, because the body was never recovered, obviously. So this unresolved grief, I just feel like it's gonna compound his pain. That's what it's gonna do. It's leaving him with love and memories that can't reach the people he's mourning. You know, this is a good song. This is a good song, honestly. But you know, things happen. You know, can't can't be in control of all of it, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, let's do it. FORJOE.